So you're thinking of living on the lake? Well, today we're going to take you on a tour of the most popular lake in DFW.
That's right, we're taking the boat out. We're going to show you some different neighborhoods on this lake that are very popular, talk about why they're popular, all that kind of stuff, show you the different types of lakefront that you can get. And we'll also show you some of the cool spots on this lake if you're going to just pop on by for a visit. But this destination is one of the top destinations for retirees, and it's also a great place to live if you've got a family. So anyways,
Let's go check it out.
Yeah. All right, so this is technically the first run of the season. It's the beginning of March. It's gonna be 80 degrees out, so we figured we'd come. Got the wetsuit just in case one of us is crazy enough to get on a surfboard. But here's the moment of truth. Will the boat start? There we go. She runs. All right, so today we're just taking off from the cove here where we put in, and we are out on Lake Granbury, if you hadn't guessed it. This is a town that is probably 45 minutes south of Fort Worth, and it's a flooded river. So we're gonna tell you a little bit more about that, kind of show you. As you can see behind me, you've got some nice houses that are kind of built in these coves. So there's a lot of coves along this lake, and you're gonna find stuff like this. Across the way, we've got Water's Edge. We got some new homes going up. We're gonna show you that in just a little bit. But first, we're gonna take a little spin downriver to, what is it? Whoops, hitting the gas. Indian Harbor. We're gonna go by Indian Harbor. We're gonna show you some houses there. We're gonna show you a big old mansion and then some houses on a cliff. And anyways, we'll make our way back this way. We are in Indian Harbor. So this is a massive community. It is on the, I guess technically south side of the lake. It's on the far side if you're coming from Fort Worth. We stopped in to check on. I've got an Airbnb here, and you can tell by the yard here, we've had the hardest time finding a lawn service. So we're on like service number 5 or 6 by now, I don't know. But anyways, this is a great little community. All the lake homes here, these are all gonna be a little bit older. I think ours was built in the 90s. And so you're gonna get a lot of stuff, 70s, 80s, 90s. There are some new ones going up in here. We've got a lot for sale on the street. If you're interested, let us know. But anyways, really nice community. The downside of this is there's one entrance. This thing is like 13 phases, and you've got everything from like mobile homes to $1 million homes in here. And the problem is with the HOA that they have to get all 13 different phases to agree on something to change anything. So there was a real problem with the way they set everything up with the HOA, and so not a whole lot gets done. So on the bright side, HOA dues are only $25 a month per lot, doesn't matter the size of the house currently. And then you also have a community center and a pool here. There's also a boat ramp to put your boat in. I mean, it's got everything you need. They do events, all kinds of stuff, so it's cool. But again, the downside is there's one entrance. They put an automatic gate thing in, went horribly wrong, and I think now they put a gate guard back. So it's gated as well, but it is definitely a little bit of a contention as far as among the residents here. But anyways, good properties. You're gonna find these anywhere from lakefront here. It's probably gonna start around probably in the high 4s and go up from there. So if you're looking for something on the lower end, this could be the spot for you. All right, so as we're pulling out of the canal here, so another great thing about the canal, not a lot of wind coming through, you don't get the waves, all that kind of stuff. The only downside I will say, if you were looking on a canal, typically you don't want to be at the very end of the canal, because this being a river, all kinds of stuff comes down, it collects at the ends a lot of times, and you gotta wait for the wind to change directions. But anyways, we are starting today. This is about as far down the river as we're gonna go. And we're gonna start heading back towards downtown and talk about the different neighborhoods. So down past this, you're gonna see all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's gonna be homes up on the cliffs and everything else. You've got De Cordova Bend, which is it's probably another 10 to 15 minutes of a boat ride. We've got another video on that. Great community, not a ton of lakefront there. So great if you can get it. It's a good golf course community, active community. And another great thing about being in a canal is you don't have to deal with the wake. There's just a lot of these boats on the open water. It's hard to just go in and enjoy the water, especially like 4th of July or a busy summer weekend or that kind of thing. right, just to give you an idea how big this place is, we came out of our cove and we're just kind of spinning around here, but this is the Indian Harbor, boat dock, marina, all that kind of stuff. All of this is Indian Harbor. Just, it's a massive community. So this is one of the spots. I'm gonna take you over across the way, show you this mansion. That's just, I think it's cool. But one other thing to mention here, I'm gonna spin around. So this being a flooded river, what you're gonna see if you're out here, and this is especially if you're gonna be boating out here, on one side of the lake, so over this direction, you're gonna see a cliff. And that means the water is gonna be deepest on that side. And on the other side, you're gonna see it's gonna be real flat. So it's gonna be shallower on those ends. So you gotta be real careful if you're boating. But this house right here, super cool. It's right at Indian Harbor, right next to Party Cove. I don't know the story on it. So if you know the story on it, please let us know in the comments. It's just a really cool house. Just wanna show you. Not gonna lie, I think their boathouse may be bigger than my entire house. I don't know. But we looked it up. It's over 16,000 square feet. So that's a big boy. If you're wondering what it looks like when we're out here doing this, Jack's manning the drone, just hanging out. Really could use a beverage.
All right, one of the biggest attractions for lake lovers is just the recreation, the water sports, the things you can do, the fact that you can go outside on a Texas summer and not bake to death. But one of the coolest things about being on the lake is the party factor, because all of your friends are gonna wanna know you. Everyone who's ever been in your circle is gonna make friends with you as soon as you get a boat or a house on the lake. And specifically here on Granberry Lake, there's this really cool hidden gem off to the side here called Party Cove. And you're gonna see just right over here, just beyond Tom's hat, we got Party Cove. And that's where everyone likes to hang out over here. 4th of July, New Year's, you name it. Yeah, just the weekend. It's a really cool place because it's kind of away from the wake, but it's still in the middle of it all. They even have like this little peninsula thing over here with like a bench that people set up shop on. And
I will say this, if you've ever been to Lake Louisville and that Party Cove, it's nothing like that. This is very family oriented. You're not gonna see people sniffing cocaine off of people's butts.
No, this is more like park your boats and everyone float next to each other kind of party.
Very family oriented. So just so you know.
Like a Thanksgiving party, not like a cocaine rager.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep heading on up the river here, and just up the way, if you like that cliff life, if you want to look down upon all of us peasants that can't afford your multi-million-dollar homes, we're going to show you what that looks like. While Jack's getting some drone footage, I'm going to show you back up here on these hills. We've got some really cool houses. I mean, these are going to be massive homes, and they're going to be probably 2.5 million and up. There's one on the market right now for about 3.5 million. And I mean, you got a movie room, swimming pool, elevator, and I mean, you've got a dock here for at least a boat and a couple jet skis, if not 2 boats. You know, the one thing I never really understood, if you have this much money and you got a house on a cliff, why would you not have a water slide to get you down to the bottom? I mean, that's how I would travel from the top to the bottom. I don't know. I feel like somebody should start that company. All right, so we're in Harbor Lakes. So this is a really cool community. It's got a golf course. We're gonna pull up to here in a second. And then this particular little cove here is really cool. These are all newer homes. And one of the nice things about it is there's this sandbar that runs all the way across where apparently all the birds like to camp out. But one of the things that happens like during 4th of July or any busy weekend, you got so many people running up and down the channel, the water gets choppy. So a lot of people like to be on like the open water part of the lake, which is great. You got good views. I think this is the best of both worlds because it's calm in here. If you got kids, they can swim around, but you have that break. So even if it's windy out, whatever, you can still enjoy the water in here without all that disruption. But anyways, these are really nice houses. Most of these are gonna be 2,500 to 4,000 square feet probably. And then, so we have this behind me and it goes kind of all along the way here. And then this kind of runs into Water's Edge, and then there's gonna be another part that we're gonna talk about here in just a little bit. So you can see the Harbor Lakes golf course behind me. We've got another video on that if you're curious about the golf course and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, really cool spot. I mean, if you want a place where you never have to drive a car, just a golf cart, this could be your next stop. Hey guys, so we're halfway through our day and we decided to take a break here at Stumpy's. This is a staple here on Lake Granbury. Really cool spot. I mean, they've got a little marina out here. They've got a gas pump if you need gas, but They've got great food. They have live entertainment out here from time to time. What else? Good margaritas.
Good margaritas.
Yes.
Cool little shop that you can pick up little curios and convenience items as well.
Yeah, and on our way in, we got stopped by the Brazos River Authority.
Yeah, they also have very good weight control here.
Yeah, and also my boat's not registered. Or it's registered. It's expired. State always wants more money.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah. Anyways, Taco Tuesday today. Getting us some tacos, and then we're gonna head back out, go take a look at a couple more spots, including the downtown area.
All right, guys. So we just finished up a delicious lunch at Stumpy's. They had Taco Tuesday, as you probably saw. Now we're standing right in front of this really cool mural because we wanted to show this off. Like, this place really is just like a staple of the community, and like one of the things that really draws the people who live here together. And like, speaking of living on the lake, there's a lot of different things that people don't consider whenever they move out to a body of water to live on, like certain maintenance costs, certain aspects of the life around there. Tom's got a little bit of experience having a lake house out in this area, and had a little bit of time trying to tend to it with all the the difficulties.
I guess one of the big things is like the lake's gonna fluctuate. Like right now, Granberry is all the way full, and Eagle Mountain is at 72%. Like it doesn't make any. They're not that far apart. But yeah, so that's one of the things. Obviously, you're gonna have dock maintenance. If you've got a dock at your house, that's gonna be like an ongoing thing. Anytime you got water hitting, all your stuff. Apart from that, I mean, there's just some stuff that's gonna be different. Like there's gonna be more humidity out here. It's gonna be colder in the winters. Depending on where you live, the wind may only blow certain directions. Like the house that I've got on the canal, it's only like one of two directions you ever get the wind. If it blows the other directions, so yeah, there's some stuff that come along with it. But basically, I mean, on the upside, like every day is just awesome. You just hang out, drink margaritas, and it's really the way to live.
So for the con of putting like one or two extra things on your spring cleaning list, you get all of the cool things that we've shown you today.
Surfing, wakeboarding, fishing, swimming.
The people, the weather, the environment.
That's right. You can get your grandkids to come visit. Have you got grandkids?
They'll actually want to visit?
Yeah. So can't beat it. All right, so we just pulled out of Stumpy's straight across from the Stumpy's Cove. Back behind me here, we've got Highland Park Bay, not to be confused with the Highland Park in Dallas. And this one will cost you a lot less if you move in here. They do have some lakefront properties left. It's a long story. They're not for sale yet, but they will be for sale. Call me if you're interested. A matter of fact, if you're interested at all in any of these lake properties and just moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, call us. That's what we're here for. That's why we do this every day. And then over here, we got Vatalina Bay. This is a really, really cool neighborhood. It's gated. It's got a lot of newer homes. You can see that Spanish style roof on most of them. And these homes in here are gonna range from probably 700,000 up to over $1 million. And one of the things I do like about this neighborhood is they've got a really deep canal here. So even if the lake goes down a little bit, you're still gonna be fine getting in and out. But great spot to call home as well. But we're gonna keep going upriver. We're gonna cross under the 377 bridge. And then we're gonna be looking towards downtown, and then we got one other neighborhood to show you before we wrap it up today. We decided to pull in to get some footage of this area for you, and sure enough, a lot of dogs out here just saying hi to us. So, just one right over here. Hey, buddy. All right, guys, so we were coming up on the 377 bridge, and over here to my right, this is gonna be on the Fort Worth side of town. You can see there's a big retaining wall right there. There's plans for a master plan community to go in there. Don't know if it's happening yet or not. There was a big pause on building basically because they couldn't get, they didn't have enough sewer facility. So anyways, they got that figured out now, but yeah, so that may be happening. The other thing you're gonna notice right behind me is a channel buoy. And so that's one of the things, if you are out on this lake, because it is a flooded river, you wanna make sure you're driving in the center of the channel. That's what those mark, because otherwise you're gonna see trees sticking up and things like that. There's always a couple boats that go down every year when folks don't know where they're driving or what they're doing out here, and they end up hitting a stump or something like that, and they'll go down. And a big reason for that is just because it fluctuates, and then you got beavers that come in that eat the top off these trees that are growing. So anyways, you want to be careful out here if it's your first time boating, and after a little while you kind of get the lay of the land, know the areas to avoid. But anyways, we're gonna keep going upriver here, and we're gonna get closer to downtown.
All right, guys, so as we float down the river over here towards the downtown half of Granberry Lake, there's actually another restaurant over here. It's Rocky's.
I think it's Rockin' S.
Rockin' S.
Rockin' 8?
They're
rockin' something.
It's rock something. We don't exactly know. So it used to be called something else, and they've recently renamed it. It's under new management. It's got a new paint job. They've got a marina and everything over here, park your boats, all that jazz. And this back here is actually a retirement community, because if you don't know, Granbury is actually one of the top places to retire in the U.S. My grandpa actually retired here. Tom's parents live here. Like, a lot of people come here. So there's a large elderly crowd as well. I wouldn't even say elderly, just maybe a more mature crowd up in this area. If you didn't know that and that's something that you're looking for, it might be a good option for you. But I guess we'll see you guys here in a little bit once we actually get to the downtown portion. All right, guys, so we wanted to point this out really quick because we're really close to the downtown Granbury area. But if you look over here, just past the boogie boards and everything that we got here, these are actually condos that they have. So you can actually buy these, own a unit in one of these buildings over here, and still have lakefront property and not have to deal with a lot of the hassles that regular homeowners have to deal with, while also getting a lot of the amenities that come with like condo living. And oddly enough, because it is Granbury, and I think a lot of locals may not necessarily consider something like that, if that's something that you're interested in or that's really helpful to you, you have some options. But over here, right next to the condo area, this little boardwalk area just past that is actually Granbury Beach. It's a really cool place where it's kind of like a lagoon entrance where it slowly slopes down into the water. So it's a really nice place for people to come hang out, like with their kids, and like, just have a nice chill day at the beach on the lake here. Just
Past the downtown area here, so you've got some apartments and I think a hotel. And by the way, if you lived in this condo, you could walk to downtown. That's the square. They got shops, restaurants, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, over here, I think these are apartments. And then in front of those, you can see there's some houses along the way here. These you can actually purchase. There's not a ton of them. They don't come up for sale often, but it's a really cool spot just because you're so close to downtown. And then actually, we're not gonna go back there, but this actually cuts back in, and kind of back behind downtown, there's a cove as well that you could buy in as well. So a lot of different living situations out here on Granbury, but we're gonna hit one more spot before we call it a day.
All right, guys, so we want to hear from you guys really quick. Go down in the comments. Let us know what only a resident for a lake community would know.
Yes.
Yeah, some hidden gem that somebody who doesn't live on a lake or on a body of water wouldn't know or understand, for the people who are looking.
And if you're wondering, when is lake season? Year-round. Mm-hmm. It's what, March 4th, 5th?
Yeah.
6th, somewhere in
4th.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting in. It's Texas. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's like almost 80 degrees today.
Yeah, but yeah, most people, for like normal people that aren't crazy, that get in the water, probably like June to maybe a little bit into October.
Yeah, when the water's warmer, because it gets around like 80, 90 degrees around that time, but the water takes a little bit to heat up.
Yeah. So it's pretty chilly. All right, guys, it's coming up on 3:30, 4 o'clock. This is our last stop of the day. We're at Mallard Point. I think we've gotten a sufficient amount of sun today. Mm-hmm. I know I'm gonna get yelled at by the wife, not putting sunscreen on. Sorry, babe. But yeah, Mallard Point. I wanted to show this area to you just because it's one of those areas. This is just past downtown, heading north on the lake. And it's one of those areas where you've got like the sweeping lawn. So if you wanna have one of those houses with a sweeping lawn, basically you're gonna find a lot more of that this side and going up towards Weatherford. So anyways, just want to show that off. They've got a decent sized marina over here and a huge park, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, no, all in all, it's a really nice area. Just like it's a little hard to tell from this camera angle. We'll try and get some drone or B-roll footage, but like, these are really nice, like nicely treed, great grade on the lawn and everything. It's like an actual usable backyard.
Yeah, and another thing, when we were coming in, we went from 20 feet to 6 feet like that. Mm-hmm. And that's, again, you gotta watch out for the stumps and whatnot, but obviously we appreciate you guys coming along for the journey today. If you are looking for that perfect lakefront property, please do give us a call. You can hit up our Calendly link and do that kind of stuff. We love doing this. But anyways, as always, if you're looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm. Call Tom.